Let's have a conversation about stories. There is power in your story, power that can positively impact another person in ways you may never know. At Inspired Woman, the stories people share help change lives every day. I'm Marcy Narum, and this is Inspired Woman Conversations.
After 3 years and representing artists from all over the world, the Capitol Gallery is a nonprofit organization that has set out to celebrate history, art, and culture and provide community programs. We have locations in downtown Bismarck, Fargo, and Medora. For more information on how to host your next event here, our artist representation, as well as being invited to our exclusive events, visit us online at thecapitolgallery.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
Laura, with how many kids do you have?
I have 3 girls. They're 9, 7, and 4, and it definitely impacts my mothering.
Oh yeah.
I run exhausted a lot, and so when I go to schedule things, I have to go what can I handle? How much can I take on? Because if I take on too much, I'll pay for it the next day. And so my girls are very understanding in the fact, that they see what's going on with me, that they're patient with me. But triggers for me, I still have issues with blacking out. So cleaning my bathrooms, if I'm on the floor cleaning, I just painted on Saturday. I stood up too fast from cleaning the floor and I passed out. And it's simple things like that, or tying my daughter's shoes. If I'm bent too long, I'll start to panic because I'm I gotta stand up. Otherwise, I don't want to fall over in front of them while I'm trying to just tie a shoe. Mm-hmm. It's simple things like that, or laundry. Laundry's a big trigger for me, which is oh, you guys better come in, step and do the laundry. Yeah. It's more the bending over and the folding. If my head is hanging below, then it's a big trigger. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it impacts every single day, but I've learned to manage, adjust, give myself grace.
Mm-hmm. Be patient with it and learn your triggers.
Right. It's much easier to say to be patient with somebody else, but to be patient with yourself is something you have to learn how to do, because come on, why can't you do this? Why can't other moms are doing it? Why can't you keep up with what they're doing? So I've had to learn to talk to myself like a friend would talk to me, you can do this. It's okay if you need to sit down, take some time. My husband's super supportive and understanding, and so
that's kind of the same with ours, where she's an athlete. What do you do as an athlete? You push through.
Yeah, you
just keep pushing through, and this condition you have to surrender. You just have to give it up. You feel the trigger, you feel a symptom coming, you got to give it up, and you got to listen to your body, otherwise worse comes with it. So
what about relationships? I mean, were your friends understanding? Were they aware of it and know what was?
I made sure to tell all my friends, because if I were to be having an episode out in public and they needed to call my mom or get in contact with somebody, they always knew. Okay. And they were pretty supportive. Yeah. Okay.
My friends were awesome. I have really good friends, and they're the ones that assured me you're not losing your mind, Laura. Keep fighting for yourself. Don't give up. Because when you're fighting for yourself, and it's really exhausting. You need somebody to help come along and fight with you. And so to have my friends and my family and my spouse be you can do this. Don't give up. Keep fighting. It was what kept me going. Otherwise, I would have for sure given up.
Yeah. I think the same. I think those that don't know in maybe a school setting will judge. And that's the one thing I've learned through this whole journey is you cannot judge a book by its cover. You do not know. These women look perfectly healthy. You would never guess. And I look at my daughter and I'm you look perfectly healthy. You don't know the internal struggle that they have to deal with every day just to get through school or to get through the day to take care of 3 kids, and you're all alone, So it's a lot, and that's a big part of this. What we're doing with you today is just to really advocate that just don't judge another person. And teens, of course, any kids are apt to do that right away. They think, oh, what's wrong with her, right? That why does she have to step out of class, or why is her mom here all the time? You know, kind of thing. So,
Did
yeah.
Savannah deal with some of that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we're still dealing with some of it. There's different personalities, of course, that have been in her life and out of her life and back in her life now that it's been continuing. She's getting better, but they're like, okay, maybe she wasn't making it up. That obviously there's something more to this. And then you have those really close friends that know you and who you are, and you're a fighter, that you're not just going to do this to get attention. You're not that kind of person.
So aside from the three of you and your daughter Savannah, do you know others that are experiencing this?
So sad.
I've heard of one person, like, I know somebody who has a so-and-so that knows somebody that has this.
Okay.
Or, like, there's one gal, oh, I know somebody on Instagram that has this. Because normally I lead with, I have something, you've probably never heard of it. It's called POTS. And then most people are like, oh, I've never heard of it. And so, like, when someone says, like, when an ER physician, I'm like, I need fluids.
Yes.
I said, I'm sure you probably never heard of it. And like one time, like, I do. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. You know what we're talking about. This is great. You feel like you won the jackpot when you talk to somebody. It's like, oh, yeah, I know I've heard of it. I know it.
So a big thing with dysautonomia and POTS, which is the postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Now try saying that to someone, right? That has never heard of it, so it's just POTS.
I'll let you.
But yeah, so you go into the ER, and we all know as a caregiver, and they know experiencing this, the biggest thing for you is you have to stay hydrated. But if your ferritin, which nobody checks, is bottomed out, you have no way for your oxygen to move your blood through your body, through your central nervous system. So not always does just water work. Electrolytes are better for you, but some people have a high salt diet to help attach the salt and move that oxygen through your central nervous system. For our daughter, the salt really hasn't been a game changer either way. Electrolytes are very helpful. She barely gets out of bed in the morning, and she has water or an electrolyte by her, and she does that first because even just sitting up after laying there 8 hours at night to sit up, she's like, that is the only thing that's going to actually get me out of bed, kind of thing.
And like water, like 80 to 90 ounces of water a day is like what I drink. If I shoot for every day, I mean, it's a lot of water. Like, my friends all know, like, Laura goes everywhere with her water bottle. Like, it's just be my water.
Yes, yeah.
What are there other triggers like that you might need to avoid?
We'll let you start.
Well, not towards the end. I couldn't really like find a trigger,
Okay.
but because like one time it even happened while I was driving in Bismarck. It happened, and I couldn't even figure out a trigger that caused that one. But
So sometimes
Heat
there
definitely-
isn't a
no.
trigger. Yeah.
but like when it's summertime, I get affected pretty bad with the heat, and kind of like really full, like stressful like areas like with a lot of people in them, because there's like you just kind of can't.
It's like the stimuli in your, because it's a neurological glitch is kind of what I call it. Okay. So if you have added stimuli or added stressors from stimuli, whether it's bright lighting, neon lighting, temperature changes,
Like loud noises.
really loud noises, different things that your body just has to, it's like a shock at first, I feel like, where maybe we can adjust. Someone with POTS or dysautonomia can't right away. You got to kind of ease into those situations. So,
Well, we're starting a conversation about this, and hopefully people are listening and watching and maybe being educated about something that they haven't heard of either.
right.
What do you hope people will get from this? We'll take from our conversation about this.
My biggest thing is fight for your health. Be an advocate for yourself, but how we want to advocate the condition itself. Do not judge others by what you see, because you don't know what another person is enduring. And just have that compassion.
Yeah, I say if I were to have seen something like this when I was going through it, it would make me feel not so lonely. I was very lonely. Like, is there anybody else there that's going through what I'm going through? Because I feel very alone in my struggle. Granted, there's lots of struggles in life, but just to know like somebody else is dealing with this, it would have made it feel like, thank you. Like, I'm not alone. I'm not doing it by myself, and I'm not going crazy.
Yes.
And when your doctor can't tell you either, you know,
Right.
when it's such a mystery, and that's kind of what it sounds like to me, is
Yeah.
that it's been a mystery in a way to try to solve.
There's like, what did I read? 13 doctors in the whole United States that are autonomic specialists. That's it. So they're wait lists. We got on a wait list for Toledo, Ohio, and it's been 2.5 years. So just so you know, like there is a million people with this. So it is it's the most common thing that nobody knows about, if you can say it that way, that
Yeah.
people have it, but they don't know where to turn, and there's not enough expertise in the medical field to help us. So
Nor is there really like a medical, like a pill or like something you can just like, oh, okay, so here you have this, you can be given this. It's more a lot of like holistic approaches that I'm finding has been helpful for me versus like a prescription to get.
Is there, you know, I was thinking about the like coding. Do they have a code for this, you know, in their billing?
no,
their
I'm
insurance?
pretty sure not at all. I mean, people can't even say it, so I'm sure we don't have a code yet. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge.
But what about your local doctors? Are they learning some things and wanting to find out more?
It scares them because how me and Laura connected was through our primary doctor, and he's like, hey, I know someone who might have this, and then we get together for coffee. But doctors don't know enough about it, and like our doctor will say they don't have a colleague to lean on. The North Dakota Medical Board doesn't know. I'm reaching out to people outside of the state. Who can I contact? So when I walk into the doctor, they're all like, oh geez, here comes Jami. Because I tell these women that I bring information from Dysautonomia International, and I am like, here you go. You need to read on this because you don't know when you're going to have somebody walk in. And you need to share with your colleagues because we need you doctors to learn about this for us.
You smiled, Ashton, when I
It's
asked
just
that.
frustrating because it was like 8 years of just trying to find an answer, and none of the doctors wanted to take the time to sit down and figure it out. And it's just frustrating.
To feel like that you were actually heard.
Yeah.
Oh, to be heard. Well, what else? Is there anything else that I've missed while we've been talking about this? What should somebody do? Should they call you, Jami? Do you want me to? Are you starting?
Actually, that is happening a lot, which
yeah?
I have a background in social work, and my heart bleeds for I would do anything to take it from all of them, but especially when you're a kid, you know, you're like, oh, I would just take it from her if I could. So, see, there you go. Get a little emotional. But yeah, we have been the target family that people seem to draw towards us, which I absolutely love, because if our story and our journey helps one person,
That's
great.
That's what I keep saying. If I can at least share and it helps one person, like if they are in the doctor's office, my biggest thing is don't give up. Like if you know you're experiencing something, keep pushing, and you'll keep until you find the right doctor. It's very frustrating, but if you keep pushing and keep pushing, you'll hopefully end up at the right doctor that can finally help you.
And most people, you want to trust what your doctor tells you. And when they can't tell you anything, or they start saying it could be XYZ and you know it's not, then where do you go? You start going to, okay, I'm on Google, I'm researching, I'm now in
Dr.
support
Google.
groups. I'm in support groups online, like Possibility for Parents, POTS, which Savannah has, Laura has, and I think you had, right? So you start learning from other parents. What worked for you? Where did you go? And then, oh, hey, go to Dysautonomia International. It can help you with things in school. It can help you with triggers to learn. It can help you with so much advocacy. So,
Yeah, it's
and
finding like Dysautonomia International and the Dysautonomia Advocacy Foundation. It's like those have been some of my biggest, Facebook and Instagram.
yeah,
some of my biggest support that I've received.
And sometimes you don't want to read everything they say
Yes.
because it will scare you.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, I don't even want my daughter to know all of this is happening for some of them. But every situation is 100% different. So that's on the medical world. I can see why it's so hard to diagnose. But just give, for any medical doctor, give that chance of saying you could potentially have this. I don't know how to help you. At least give that patient that is what we'd ask.
Thank you, ladies. This has been really an eye-opening conversation about something that I hope we can get a conversation started with other people, and certainly reach out, share your comments, your thoughts, ask questions. These ladies could be the resource for, at least for now, to help you get started and going in the right direction. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to the Capitol Gallery in downtown Bismarck. Next time you're in the area, stop in. And Be Wise Media, thanks to Ben Weisbeck for the production of our program. We'll see you next time.